haven't changed a bit, man. You get off talking down to the little man. Time you get what you deserve. Wow, you're so stupid. Been a while since my head was this polluted. Lucky I know my own words. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, boy. I like your blood on my teeth, just a little too much. So bite me, slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong, in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands on my head, help every day. Cool ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I pack a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya. Did you think I'd be easy? Snap me like bamboo, hold me into the sole of your jackboot. Wish I could bottle the taste, cause I drink up that look on your face. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, boy. I like your blood on my teeth, just a little too much. So bite me, slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong, in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands in my head, help every day. Cool ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I pack a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands in my head, help every day. Cool ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I pack a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya.
Too strong.
Yo, Chuck, these honey drippers are still front on us. So know we can do this, cause we always do this. Yeah, boy.
Bass, how low can you go? Death row? What a brother know. Once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal, the uncannibal thief. Public enemy number one. 5-0 said freeze, and I got numb. Can I tell them that I really never had a gun? But it's the wax that the Terminator X-Bun. Now they got me in a cell, cause my records they sell. Cause a brother like me said, well, Farrakhan's a prophet and I think you wanna listen to what he can say to you. What you ought to do is follow for now. Power the people say, make a miracle. Deep up the lyrical. Black is back, all in, we're gonna win. Check it out.
Yeah, yo, come on.
Here we go again. Bring the noise.
Hey, yo, Chuck, they saying we too black, man.
Bring the noise.
Yo, I don't understand what they're saying, but little do they know they can get a smack for that, man.
Never better than bad, cause a brother is madder than mad at the fact that's corrupt like a senator. Soul on the road, but you treat it like soap on a rope, cause the beats and the lines are so dope. Listen for lessons I'm saying inside music that the critics are blasting me for. They'll never care for the brothers and sisters, why cause the country has us up for the war. We got to get them straight, come on now, they're gonna have to wait till we get it right. Radio stations are questioning their blackness, they call us a black, but we'll see if they'll play this. Bring the noise.
Hey, yo, Chuck, they illin', we chillin'.
Bring the noise.
Yo, PE in the house, stop feeling. Hey, yo, Chuck, show what you can do, boy.
Get from in front of me. The crowd runs to me, my DJ has warned me. Sex, I call him Norm, you know. He can cut a record from side to side. So what the ride, the glide, what should be safer than a suicide? Soul control beat is the father of your rock and roll. Music for watching, for witching. You call a band, man, making the music, abuse it. it, but you can't do it, you know. You call them demos.
But we ride limos too.
What you gonna do? Rap is not afraid of you. Beat is for Sonny Bono.
Beat is for Yoko Ono.
Run the MC first, and the DJ could be a band standing its own feet. Get you out your seat. Beat is for Eric B and Alel as well. Hell,
Watch is for Anthrax.
still it can rock bells. Ever forever, universal it will sell. Time for me to exit. Terminator exit. Bring the noise.
Yo, they should know by now that they can't stop this bum run.
Bring the noise.
Word up, man, they keep telling me to turn it down, but yo, Flavor Flav ain't going out like that.
Come on. Come on. Come on now. Come on. From coast to coast, so you stop being like a comatose. Stand, my man, the beats the same where the bow stones. Rock with some pizzazz, it will last. Why you ask? Roll with the rock stars.
They'll never get accepted as.
We got the plead the fifth, you can investigate. No need to wait, get the record straight. Hey, Posse in effect, got flavor. Terminator, exercise checks, play to get paid. You got to check it out down on the avenue. A magazine or two is dissing me and dissing you. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Hey, yo, Grip, get 30S1W. We got to handle this. We ain't going out like that. Yo, man, straight up on the Columbo tick. We can do this like Brutus, cause we always knew this. You know what I'm saying? There's just one thing that puzzles me, my brother. What's wrong with all these people around here?
Don't get hurt, can't feel anything. When will I learn? I push it down, push it down. I'm the one for a good time call, phone's blowing up. Ring on my doorbell, I feel the love, feel the love. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. Turn back till I lose God. I'm gonna swim from the chandelier, from the chandelier. I'm gonna live You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, but how your bullets ricochet. Shoot me down, but I get up. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim, far away. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
Welcome, y'all. Good evening. You have reached Radical Resilience, a conversation with Amy Dresner, hosted by Workit Health, the addiction recovery app. My name is Max Backer, Senior Community Manager here at Workit Health. And maybe you're here because you're curious about recovery, maybe you're looking for support, or you just need a little inspiration in these trying times. We are so glad you are with us. And if you are not familiar with Workit Health, then I am going to take a moment and tell you a little bit about us. And then we will get to the main event. All right, y'all. Workit Health was founded by two women in recovery to create a better way to overcome addiction. Our online program offers proven tools, medication, therapeutic, community support, all from your phone, 100% judgment free. With insurance or self-pay, you can join over 32,000 folks who have found recovery with Workit. Our experienced providers treat the whole person, addressing co-occurring conditions like anxiety, depression, insomnia, and even Hep C. People choose Workit Health because our providers support and not punish. With built-in recovery groups and evidence-based care, you can feel confident you're on the right path. And very exciting news to share about Amy and Workit Health is that she will be leading a 4-week session here exclusively for Workit Health members on grief in recovery, something that so many of us face in recovery, whether it's the loss of relationships, identity, or even the substances themselves. These sessions will be a chance to process in a supportive space with the one and only Amy Dresner. We'll provide a link for that at the end of the webinar. Some quick housekeeping notes real quick. Please use the chat. Feel free to drop questions or comments in the chat. Amy can see them as well. We'll be keeping an eye on them throughout the event. And if you have a question, you can certainly put it in chat to ask Amy, or you can also use the Zoom Q&A feature as well. And the session is being recorded, and it will be available on the Workit Health YouTube. All right, now to the main event. I have the honor, the absolute honor, of welcoming a powerhouse in the recovery space, Amy Dresner. If you don't already know Amy, she's a writer, a former comedian, and an outspoken advocate for addiction recovery. She's the author of the hilarious and brutally honest memoir, My Fair Junkie, which chronicles her journey through addiction, recovery, and self-discovery with incredible vulnerability and wit. And Amy doesn't just talk about recovery, she lives it, and she is not afraid to challenge the stigma, the shame, and the misconceptions that still surround addiction. Through her writing, speaking, and advocacy, she brings humor and honesty to a topic that can feel a bit heavy. But let's be real. Sobriety and recovery is also ridiculous and funny. So tonight, Amy will share her insights, answer your questions, and remind us that recovery is not only possible, it's full of growth, humor, and yes, a lot of resilience. Please join me all in welcoming Amy Dresner.
Hi. Beautiful intro. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. This is amazing. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Oh my God, I'm so blown away and honored and nervous and feel like I'm on bad cocaine. Um, did not expect this amount of people, but totally stoked. It's kind of like, woo! Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, everyone who shared it. Thank you, everyone, for supporting me. We just really needed a shot in the arm of that I mattered again, like it's been kind of a rough couple of years, as many of you know. Does my hair look fabulous? Don't be ridiculous. Okay, perfect. Whew. All right, let's get rolling. So I'm not going to bother with where I'm from and blah, blah, blah. Boring, boring, boring. If you want to know, I'm a Beverly Hills Jew, and it's like, but I have no money now, so it doesn't matter really anyway. And the Jew thing is kind of touchy. But I am 12 years sober as of January 2nd of this year. And that is a goddamn fucking miracle. Like, I was afraid of drugs and alcohol, and I was like obsessed with purity. And I think that's sort of very sort of alcoholic and addicty, and however what you want to fucking describe yourself, alcohol free or in recovery or whatever. So I was like, I think we're either like, vegan and like doing CrossFit, or we're like smoking meth out of a light bulb and like having threesomes. You know what I mean? Like, we don't seem to have like much moderation. Like, that's been my experience. Like, I cannot. So in high school, I was like, my father said, I will, if you can wait to smoke or drink or do drugs before you're 18, I'll give you $1,000. And I was like, done. I mean, this was the 80s, guys. I'm old. And I was obsessed with purity, and I think deep down I knew I was going to have a problem. I've had depression my whole life, so if you're dual diagnosis, woo, welcome to the DD club. Isn't that fun? It's like it's like having alcoholism or whatever, having addiction on top of mental illness is like a roller coaster on top of a roller coaster. It's so much fun. It's impossible to get fucking stable. So I just was like afraid of it. And I was just like, it's a cop out and it's whatever. And I was like, I was a virgin till I was 19, and I didn't drink till I was 19, and I didn't kiss anyone till I was 18. I was like, I made up for it if you read my book. Oh, that sex addiction. Yes, good point, Lola. They are comorbid. About 80%, I think, of people with substance use disorder have some kind of mental health issue, which doesn't surprise me. And, so I showed up at college and I was like, here I am. And I have never, drank, and I've never had sex with anyone. And everyone was like, ew. And I was like, oh, so I sort of got laid and loaded immediately. You know what I mean? I wanted to fit in. I thought I was cool, and all of a sudden this thing was an albatross around my neck. And my drinking sort of looked like, everyone's drinking in college. Everyone's blacking out. Everyone's puking. Everyone's skipping class and, drinking those gross drinks from TGIFs, during the day. Remember those sweet drinks? So I didn't really know that I had an issue. I mean, my mom was a recovering alcoholic and an amphetamine addict. She was a model and a designer, and my uncle was schizophrenic. Who wants to marry me? And was a speed freak. And my grandmother was also schizophrenic, and my father was very depressive. There was a lot of mental illness in my family. And my father was a heavy drinker. And I think there is genetic components. Say what you will, I am part 12 strep and I am part whatever fucking works for you. Like yoga with goats, awesome. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck, like whatever works for you. Suboxone, do it, So I don't think there's one way because we're all so different, and definitely, had some trauma. My mom, not really emotionally available, all that kind of stuff. Left when I was 13, moved to Mexico for 10 years. She was like, I'm just going to check it out. Never came back. Cool. So now I'm like, I have anxious attachment disorder. It's really fun. I'm really needy and clingy. I'm like a succubus. Am I selling myself? I didn't like alcohol because I would black out and I would get naked and violent immediately. And so I didn't really know what was going to happen. And it was kind of scary. But when I found crystal meth at 24, that's when I found my drug of choice. I was like, oh my God, Prozac with wings. Like I felt, confident and I had energy and I wasn't depressed and I was creative and I was living in San Francisco. And San Francisco in the early 90s was a place, man. It was edgy. And I'd never been around anyone with substance use disorder. So I just kind of like didn't know I had an issue. I just thought I was experimenting, but I was experimenting every day, all day until I got an infection in my face. And I was dragged back to LA. And then I just started drinking and writing, and I was going to be like, I'm the next Bukowski. It's just stupid. Just, we're so grandiose and we're so stupid. Walked into, an antique store. Guy was like, how you doing, girl? And I was like, I'm doing okay. He's like, what you need is a rail. And I was like, bam. And from that guy, I navigated the entire speed scene in LA, from the cartel to guys that were selling in Hollywood Boulevard to like all of it, right? Ravers. And I will say I stayed up for 17 days once on crystal meth. I do not recommend it. I now have this to show for it, which is a vagus nerve stimulator. It's a battery with wires that go up to my neck because I have intractable epilepsy. Thanks, crystal meth. I'm nervous. Woo! Okay, shake it off. I stayed for 17 days and I was writing a new Bible based on Emerson and Nietzsche. So that should just tell you what you need to know, And I thought I had the mathematical equation for God. I wasn't like a sex tweaker either. I was like someone who like refinished furniture and dumpster dove and like, just listened to Nine Inch Nails and like picked at their skin. You know what I mean? Like one of those people. And was like creative. I collaged a lot. I really collaged a lot. So, I walked into a market and I woke up in I'm sorry. I'm on so many epilepsy medications and I'm perimenopausal. Hi, so hot that I have memory loss. And I woke up in a gurney and the woman said to me, "Did you do any drugs tonight?" And I said, "Obviously some really shitty ones because here I am." And so they took me to the hospital and looks like I had a seizure. So I said to my dad, "I'm ready to go into treatment." And he said, "I already know that. I'm coming down." Because my father and I had this bond that was just unreal. And we were like connected. And as you know, he's passed. And he passed, it was 2 years, March 17th. And I went into my first of 6 rehabs. So I didn't quite get it the first time, guys. So if you're a relapser, like I don't even understand the people who are like, "Well, I got a DUI and I like went and I like did the classes and then I've just been sober ever since." And it's like, what kind of freak are you? Like, I don't know. I didn't even think it would be different. I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't give a shit. And I knew it would be different. I was just like, I need out. I'm addicted to being out. I got to get out. My head is so loud. There's so many feelings and so loud. I'm like, how do I turn the volume down? It's like that movie. It's like what's that fucking movie, guys? We've got turn it to it goes to 11. It goes to 11. Spinal Tap. That's what I do. My voice is so fucking loud, and I just wanted it to just fucking shut the fuck up. I didn't even care about being happy. I just want numb was cool. So did enough epilepsy to give me hyperactive lesions on my frontal lobe and I haven't been able to drive for 2 years. It's been great. I've been alone in my apartment. It's fantastic. I would have periods of sobriety and then I would relapse. Usually it was over a guy or it was very impulsive. I've tried to kill myself a bunch of times, once with I didn't know how to be here. I didn't know how to be here. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. It just was so hard for me to be here on the planet with nothing. And sometimes I would get so overwhelmed and I was like, I gotta get out. And sometimes it was booze or drugs, and sometimes it was a box cutter to the wrist. And I'm sorry if that's triggering, but that's the real deal. I've been in a bunch of psych wards, so I have a grippy socks collection. I think I'm wearing some now. I love them. They remind me of where I came from. I couldn't get it. I just couldn't fucking get it. And then I went to Promises where if you read my book, I fucked a now dead movie star. And when you get your big book and everyone signed it and then you like you're out of rehab and you relapse and you were like, who's using? And you call and they're like, you're like, hey, you out? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, come on over. So that's how I started shooting cocaine. So relapse. So for me, rehab was almost like it taught me new tricks. It was like, it was just awful. And I wasn't a good intravenous drug addict. I was clean. But I would shoot up in my neck just because like, hey, that could be cool. How did I fucking finally get sober? Let's get to it. My old thinking was, how can I get what I want with the least work? And I got to tell you, that doesn't work. You get like, it's like the gym, like what you put in is what you fucking get. And I had a sponsor And he said, you don't have to be a good person. You just have to act like one. Nobody knows the fucking difference, Amy. And I went, whoa. Because I was judging myself on my intentions and the world was judging me on my actions. No one gives a shit if you meant to pick them up at the fucking airport. They care if you did. You know what I mean? Like, intentions mean shit. Action is character. And I was like, oh, so I stopped listening to my fucking feelings and I started doing contrary action. And I was working for this, I was editing for a science writer. And I learned about bidirectionality and neuroplasticity and all this kind of brain stuff. And I was like, you know what? What happens? You can fucking rewire your fucking brain. You do something that's new to you and uncomfortable. You do it over and over and over and over again. It's like walking a new path. And first there's brambles and bushes. And the more you walk it, the more it flattens out. And then suddenly that's your fucking default. And that's neuroplasticity. And you can change your feelings by taking the action. Like, you work out and you fucking change your feelings, because I don't know, my experience is if you wait for your feelings to change, good fucking luck. Like for me, I just will never feel like doing it ever. So I have to just fucking do it and be like, shut the fuck up to my feelings and just do it. So my father told me that my trust fund was finished. And he said, you need to get a job. And so 2 weeks later, I was engaged. I was like, I got a job. It's called someone's wife. And that is a bad decision. I will say that was not the reason to marry someone, is for them to save you and support you. And it was a horrible, horrible marriage. And on December 25th of 2011, we got into a physical altercation. And I was on Oxycontin for a shoulder injury, which I was abusing. And I was also drinking Four Loko because I'm classy. And like the original Four Loko that they stopped. And things got physical. And I just went and I grabbed a knife. And I was like, I will gut you like a fish. And he's like, you're fucking done. And he called the cops. And he's like, my wife is mentally ill. She's a drug addict. And so I was like, if the cops are coming, I need to be really relaxed. So then, of course, I do more drugs. And then I'm like, I got to get out of here. I grab my purse, bolt out the fucking door, 4 West Hollywood sheriffs walking down the fucking hallway of the high-rise condo that I was living in, right? And they start reading me my rights. And by this point, I'm really fucked up. I'm like, listen, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, it's like totally hit me now. And they start reading me my rights. And I said, save your breath because Law and Order is my favorite show. Like, such a dick, right? Like, shut up, Amy, shut up. I lost everything. I ended up in a psych ward again, drinking. I couldn't stop drinking. I had nothing. I was living with a friend. I was arrested for felony domestic violence with a deadly weapon, which is what my parents always dreamed for me, I'm sure. And you know what? There's a Will Rogers quote that says, the worst thing that happens to you can be the best thing for you if you don't let it get the best of you. And that's the opening of my book. So I was given 240 hours of community labor and a year of domestic violence counseling. And even though I thought it wasn't my fault and he had strangled me and blah, it didn't matter. And I remember, how old was I? I was 42. I'm 55 now. I know I look good. When you make a deal with the devil, that's what happens. When you do a lot of drugs. But no, when you get sober, you just like shit. And I'm greasy. I don't know what to tell you guys. So I remember showing up. I was in sober living, and I showed up for my first day. I'd community labor, which is like hard labor. Like I was like, well, I'm not good at that. Like I want to do something where I like fold shirts at the thrift store. And she goes, not for you, community hard labor. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not good. No. So I show up, it's me and 40 Hispanic guys. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, good morning. Nobody answers, right? I'm like, okay. And one guy comes up to me and he goes, hey, what you here for, Weta? I'm here for a DUI. What you here for? And I said, I'm actually here for felony domestic violence with a deadly weapon. And everyone's like, oh shit. So nobody fucked with me. Like I was the crazy white girl. Nobody fucked with me. And it was incredibly humbling. And I remember thinking that day, I said, you did this to yourself. This is the consequences of your actions. And this could be the crossroads of your fucking life if you let it be. And I went, okay, what could I learn? I could learn teamwork. Was never a team player. Could learn ethics. Not very ethical. Could learn how to sweep well. Always grew up with maids. Could learn, you know what I mean? All that kind of shit. And I was like, just, you better make this fun, Amy, or you're not going to get through it. And so I remember, I was like, and you know what? It's easy. If you're going to do a job, do it well. It's, if you're going to just like give your 100%. I'd never done that. I'd always given like 80. So I swept every goddamn cigarette butt and every goddamn like leaf, So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to fucking do it perfectly. I'm going to train myself. It was boot camp. It was terrific to run into someone I'd slept with from a 12-step group 7 years prior when I'm in a tan Dickies shirt that says clean team on the back with my hair in a bun, pouring sweat with a gross broom. And he's in like a $4,000 suit with a briefcase. I was like, how sorry you think you got off this ride, huh? I just tried to kill my husband. I'm a newcomer again. Like, you blew it, dude. But I was really mortified. And the unhoused people would say to us, I know it sucks, but it beats the pen. They knew what we were doing. Everyone else ignored us because we were criminals, except for some like women who were like, I love the environmentalism you're doing. How do I become part of this? And I said, oh, you just try and stab your ex. It's really easy. And people were just horrified. So obviously that marriage ended. No one wants to be married to someone who tries to kill you. And there was many reasons. And people were like, I was crazy Amy. I was the girl who's never going to get sober. I was the girl who was always going to die. She'll never get it. She's been in 6 rehabs. She's just like crazy. 12 years later. Okay. Prove them wrong. Prove them fucking wrong. A craving comes, and what I realized was a craving lasts 20 minutes, okay? So if you could just sit through that craving for 20 minutes, take a walk, take a bath, jerk off. I don't care. Like, just buy yourself 20 goddamn minutes, and it passes. It comes through again and passes. The feelings come, they're so overwhelming. You're like, I gotta get out, I gotta get out, I gotta get out. Just sit through the feelings, cry, sit through the feelings. They will not kill you. They feel like they will, but they will not. And when I realized that, I realized I could start to put days together, and I did. What criminal charges stuck? It was dropped to a misdemeanor. I finished everything, and then it was dismissed, but it's still on my record. If I get like one of those fingerprints, I still come up for a felony. So I don't think I can get into Canada. I'd like to get into Canada, but I think I heard Canada's terrific. So my mother got dementia. I'm an only child. My mother got dementia and went into an assisted living. And my father was diagnosed with mantle cell lymphoma. And I remember talking to him, and he said, "I'm just so tired, Amy. I'm just so tired." He didn't know what was wrong with him. And he was in Ashland, Oregon, and they were like, "Oh, eat more red meat, eat it, hold this crystal, whatever the fuck, And I tried him on different antidepressants, and then I said to him, it just came to me, and I just said, you have cancer." And he goes, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I said, "I'm telling you, I'm your kid, and you have cancer. Go get a blood test." And he did. He had mantle cell lymphoma, and it was everywhere. And he was 80, and he was my person. He was my rock. And finally, he let me come up and help him when he was doing chemotherapy. And he looked at me and he said, "Promise me that when I die, that you won't kill yourself or relapse." I mean, it's a promise we can't take. It's a promise we can't make. We can't make that promise. But the look in his eyes, he said, "Promise me, because I've spent half my life trying to keep you alive." And I said, "I promise." When I got 3 years sober in this sobriety, I called my dad and I said, "I have 3 years sober." I was so happy. And he said, "I'll drink to that." And I said, "Don't be an asshole, Papa." And he said, I said, "I want to ask you a question. When you talk to your friends and their kids are lawyers and have big houses and BMWs, and your kid is a fucking junkie and been in psych wards, and like, are you ashamed of me?" And he said, "My friends wish they had a kid as unbreakable as you, Amy." And it reframed everything for me. And I thought, wow, holy shit, I'm unbreakable. I'm resilient. I'm lucky to be alive, And when my father was dying, he said, "You're still unbreakable. Don't let me change that." And I knew exactly when he would die because we were that connected. And I said, "I set you free. And I want to let you know you're the best dad I could ever have had. And I'm sorry it was such a pain in the ass. And I promise I'll be okay. And you're free to go." And I knew he would die at 2:30. And he died at 2:30 that morning. 9 months after my mother. And I just felt like the floor went out from under me. And then I had to put my cat down a month later. And I ended up in the psych ward. At 10 years sober, 11 years sober. Because I didn't feel like I could be here without my dad. And my epilepsy was jumping off and all this kind of stuff. But I remembered my promise. I promised my dad I wouldn't kill myself and I would stay sober. And I have. I think you meet your road, you meet your destiny on the road you go to avoid it. Like I never wanted to take care of myself. You know what I mean? I was like taken care of and then coddled and and the whole thing is if you stay fucking sick, and you keep relapsing, your parents will keep taking care of you if you've got enabling parents. And so I got the gift. I got the game. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I get it. So if I stay fucked up, you guys will keep taking care of me. Except my dad went to a fucking Al-Anon meeting. God damn it. And he went, and I said, hey, I need money. I'm misbudgeted. And he said, used to be able to ruin my life. Now you can't ruin my lunch. And he hung up on me. And when I hit that bottom and he said, you know what? You've drained me emotionally and financially my whole life. I'm so sick of you at the bottom of the well. Call me when you have good news or don't call me. And I started writing for magazines. And I got a fucking book deal. Like just magic, just shit just started to happen. And I don't believe in all that, like promises and unicorns and rainbows. I think sobriety is fucking hard. It's fucking hard. It is hard to feel your feelings every day. And you know what? You're not excused from life because you fucking are sober. Life still happens. My parents still died. You know what I mean? It's like shit still happens. I've had tons of fucking health problems. You get wake-up calls from the universe. That's been my experience. And first it's a feather, and then it's a rock, and then it's a bus. Why do we always wait for the bus? Why? Why didn't I get sober at 24? Why did I wait till I was 42? I mean, it wouldn't have been a good book, but hey, it's what Philip Roth says, nothing bad can happen to a writer. It's all good. It's all material, but you know what I'm saying. I think meditation is extremely helpful. I had a boyfriend that made me do it. And I did TM. I got scholarships. And it absolutely changed my life. And it made me so happy I stopped doing it. How's that? That's what we're like. This is working. I'm going to stop doing that. This medication works. I'm going to stop taking it. Exercise feels great. I'm going to stop doing it now. Like, why are we like that? But what meditation gives you is that you are separate from your fucking thoughts and your feelings. And that was an epiphany for me. You are not your thoughts and your feelings. You have 50,000 to 80,000 thoughts a day. You get to pick which ones you pay attention to. Oh, I hate my ex. Oh, taxes. Oh, my gas bill's high. I want chocolate. I'm horny. Like whatever the fuck, and like if you could just you sit there and you just watch them go down like leaves on a fucking river and you just watch them objectively and go, oh, that's interesting. Wow, you're crazy. Okay, that's interesting. Wait for the next one. My cat's bugging me. Okay, whatever the fuck it is. I'm mad at my old boyfriend from 7 years ago, like whatever the fuck it is. And you decide whether you want to jump on that and go to that place of action and go to that place of emotion, or you want to just wait for the next thought and feeling to come by. You are not your thoughts and your feelings. You are separate from your thoughts and your feelings. And that fucking helped me in my sobriety. I don't believe that there is a big God that fucking comes and changes everything for you. I don't. Sorry. I've seen too many people die. Why do they die and other people stay alive? God didn't like them, but like these guys, like it doesn't make sense to me. Sorry. I do believe in the Russian proverb, pray to God, but row for the shore, which means you take the fucking action. You do the action and the universe steps in and helps you along. That has proven to me to be true. Once I take action, the universe is like, oh, you want to go this way? You want to take this? Okay, I'll help you with that. You're going to move your ass? Okay. But you're not, there's no ER, there's no like Santa Claus God, please bring me this, stop. My father once said to me years ago, he said, Amy, discipline creates stability. Stability doesn't create discipline. And I said, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I must have been 20, 30. And what he meant is a disciplined, routine life will give you that feeling of stability that you're looking for. If you're waiting for that feeling of stability to do the things that you need to do, you wait forever. So yes, you need to make your bed. You need to whatever your fucking shit is you do, they're into yoga or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? It's like you have a routined life. Discipline creates stability. Stability does not create discipline. And I think we're waiting for that feeling. I'll wait. I'll be ready. I'll feel like I'm ready. You'll never feel like you're ready. You know how you get ready? You get ready by doing it. I was also a sex addict. That was fun. That was really, really gnarly. Really gnarly. But I was like, you know what? As long as I'm not using, I'm okay with that. And then I hit a bottom in that was so fucking dark, and it's in the book, and it was mortifying to fucking write about. It was so fucking mortifying. I would go there and I'd be so excited, and I wouldn't even know the guy's last name. I was like, he could be a murderer. Who cares? Right? And I would drive home and I'd be crying, and I would just get in a ball in the shower. And I would fucking say, I don't ever want to do that again. And I would do it again. When I was shooting coke with epilepsy, which is a really terrible idea, I've got to tell you. I mean, you can, an overdose on cocaine is a seizure. So to already have seizures, and to be shooting cocaine is a terrible, terrible idea. So I would do it and I would have a seizure and I would try and lay down in a bit of pillows really fast, And then I got the idea and I thought, oh, I know. Shooting cokes is a high impact sport. I'm going to wear protective gear. You know what, guys? I'm going to wear a fucking bike helmet while I shoot coke. And I wore a bike helmet while I shot up. I'm sure my neighbors were just like, what is this bitch doing in a bike helmet in a 70s nylon nightgown with blood pouring down her arm? Like, what? I was a very, very early proponent of harm reduction. I mean, this was a long time ago. But that's addiction. I want what I want, and I don't want the fucking consequences. And guess what, guys? It doesn't work that way. The other thing about cravings I want to explain or triggers is if you see someone you used to use with, or you go by somewhere you used to cop, what happens is your brain releases catecholamines that releases dopamine that makes you crave. So it's not just like a fucking like, oh, I was triggered. It's a real fucking biological thing. There's a lot of biology. I like science. I'm into science. I didn't give a shit about anyone. I cared about myself, and barely that. And a big thing everyone says is service, There's a documentary called Happy, and it's about the happiest, you know, different communities in the world, and they all do the same shit, you guys. So they must be onto something. And one of the things that they do is connection, right? So being connected to other people. And the other thing they do is service. So, because with us, we can, I don't know about you guys, but I'm always like, well, how am I feeling now? How am I feeling now? How am I feeling right now? How am I feeling now? How am I feeling? It's like, shut the fuck up, ask someone else how they're feeling. Be the doctor. Don't always be the patient. You get out of yourself. Distraction is a great drug. And also the universe was smart. The universe was like, oh, you know what? These motherfuckers are going to die if I don't give them a little shot of dopamine when they help each other. So you get a little helper's high when you help someone. You feel good about yourself. And I like getting high still at 12 years. So just do it for the helper's high. You don't have to do it for them. Everything that I thought would break me, I have lived through. It has not been easy. It has been really fucking gnarly. And I don't want people to talk about sobriety and recovery and the road to recovery as being easy and unicorns and lemon water and because it's fucking hard and people fucking die. And I should have died. And I'm here to tell you with my fucking battery. Someone should think that's hot, right? It's kind of kinky, no? That it's hard and you can fucking do it. And if I did it, you can fucking do it. The worst thing that happens to you can be the best thing for you if you don't let it get the best of you.
Amy, God damn. I just want to come in here and get to some audience questions, and I'm still kind of experiencing some of those things that you said. I wrote down so much. The audience, so someone in the audience said, you are such a beautiful soul, so raw, so real, no filter, so refreshing. The struggles are real and you are right on. I gotta say, no one can say it better than that. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna throw you.
I felt a little like tight at the top. I felt a little tight at the top, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I was nervous and it was a little tight, and I really wanted to give it to you. And then I kind of started to sink into it. So I hope you guys got something from it because
my goodness. I have some questions from the audience I want to get to before we run out of time. Do you believe that a person has to hit rock bottom, otherwise known as, before they can even approach recovery?
Absolutely not. I wish I had not done that. I wish I had not done that. If you think you might have a problem, you have a fucking problem. You know what I mean? If you're having bad consequences to your using or drinking, if you can moderate, great. If you can, otherwise, abstinence. No. You think I wanted to lose everything? No, I do not believe that's true. I think some of us are really stubborn like me, and it had to happen. 20 years in and out of programs and fucking treatment, and it was and until I got my ass whooped and everything got taken, did I fucking was like, okay, I'll try something different. And again, I think there are so many different pathways. I think everyone's different. And so I can't say that. Some people might need to do that to fucking wake the fuck up. And other people kind of get it right away. Depends on trauma. I mean, also trauma, mental illness, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, everyone's rock bottom is different. You know, there's that saying, oh, rock bottom is when you stop digging. It's like, yeah, but you know, I think it's
Mm.
hard when people come into rooms like AA and they hear really gnarly stories and they think, well, I'm not that bad. I didn't lose anything. You know, I didn't fucking do that. I can keep going. I'm okay. And it's like, you can't compare yourself to other people. And it's also, there's that weird thing in AA where it's like, the gnarlier story is, I shot up in my eyeball. You know, people are like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like the cooler you are, it's so fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Amy, you mentioned your amazing book, My Fair Junkie. This question comes from the audience as well. I am attempting, and I mean attempting, to write a book myself. I would like a little advice on that.
It's hard. It's hard. Do an outline. First of all, you have to do a proposal. No one tells you that. And the proposal is much harder than actually writing the book. You know, that's a whole other conversation.
Awesome. Serious
Oh,
question.
here's someone.
Oh,
Do you believe Kevin? Kevin's question.
let's see. Did the serious question, did the helmet help you from
No,
getting
do
a
you
serious?
believe that someone can go to rehab one time and stay sober?
Oh,
I
yeah. Are you in
tried.
the chat already ahead of me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're no, they're coming in. Grab them. Go ahead. You got
I
this.
tried my own a million times, but finally was able to stay sober after 2 months in rehab a little over a year ago. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rehab can work for one time. Like like it didn't, I couldn't fucking do it, but absolutely. That's terrific. Congratulations. You know, again, everyone's different. I mean, the rehabs don't like that because they want you to relapse and come in and fucking, make money. But like, yes, you absolutely can. You can get fucking sober without rehab. I think you need connection. There are people that can just stop. Oh, my wife was going to leave me. I stopped. It's like, what? I mean, everyone is fucking different. And I think that it's a spectrum. I really do. I think some of us are over here and some of us, like me, are way the fuck over here. I'm addicted to everything, fucking everything. Sex, cigarettes, vaping, fucking yerba mate, caffeine, like you name it, except for gambling, because I'm not good at gambling and I don't like it. And I want to get what I pay for. I don't want 2 fucking bars and a cherry if I fucking give money. You know what I'm saying?
Amy,
But
another question from
but
the audience.
gambling is intermittent reinforcement. That's how that works. I might win. I might win. I won. I didn't win. I didn't win. And that's how you create obsession. So if you want to get someone obsessed with you, do intermittent reinforcement. Don't tell them you got it from me.
Ames, do you love yourself now? I know that's a big question, but
Yeah. Yeah, I really do. You know, I'm doing the fucking hard thing and I'm fucking doing the thing I never thought I could do. And I miss my dad every fucking day. And I feel alone in the world in a way I never thought I would feel alone. But I absolutely love myself. And I'm fucking proud of myself. So fucking proud of myself.
do you still have cravings, Ames?
No. But there were twice in these 12 years, once when I was outside a liquor store and I called my sponsor and it was over a fucking guy and I was like, I'm gonna drink. And he was like, okay, let's talk about it. And then of course I didn't. And then there was another time right after Pride when I was living in West Hollywood and I was walking to Starbucks and there was a huge bag of crystal, like really good fucking crystal. And that was my drug of choice and I hadn't seen it in 20 years. And literally my body just stopped. Your body remembers. I was watching Intervention and then I couldn't watch people shoot up anymore. I was starting to have using dreams. My sponsor just said, stop fucking watching, dumb shit. I was like, okay. I saw the bag of crystal and I went, keep walking, Amy, keep walking. And then I just walked back to it. And then I picked it up and there was a hole in it. And some of it got on my finger. And my brain goes, lick it, smell it. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's like beyond you. And I called someone and I just said, hi, I just found a huge bag of crystal and I need help. And we FaceTimed and we flushed it. That's the thing. You call someone before you get loaded. You call someone, not after. You give them the report after. Hey, I found a bag of crystal and I got loaded. I lost fucking 9 years. You call before, even if you don't want to, even if you don't want to get talked out of it, because you know what? You could still use if you want to. You could still drink if you want to. Just call someone first. It will pass. The cravings pass whether you use or not. It is a choice. Once you've got time, once you've stopped, it's a choice. When you're in it, I don't think it's a choice. It didn't feel like a choice. It felt really, really compulsive and scary. And like I was outside of my body.
Ames, how do you balance being in recovery out loud versus the philosophy of AA?
Oh boy. I take what works for me with AA and I throw away the rest. I'm not a, fundamentalist. I think that was in the 30s when they couldn't handle all the thing. I think now we have, we've had shows about it. It's in TV shows, it's in movies, it's in life. We know Brad Pitt's sober. We know all these the stars were sober. It's just like it's a totally different time. I don't think that people can be inspired to get sober if they don't know you're sober. And so I don't do it. I don't buy it. It's like, and I actually had a girl read my book and she said, you know what, make looking sober, you make being sober look cool. I want to fucking meet you at a meeting. There's all these stickers, recover out loud so people don't fucking die silently. Like, I think we're in a different time, man. But I don't think you blow other people's anonymity. I don't talk about other people I see who are sober. That's none of my business. But my fucking life is mine to tell. I get to tell whatever I fucking want. But there was a famous person who would not blur my book because I talked about anonymity and AA in the book. And I think that you need to be careful when you get sober to not become too rigid. To let everyone have their path, man. And to just be like, oh, this works for me, not, oh, well, this works for me. It works for everyone. It's like, that's not necessarily true.
Ames, I'm going to ask you this one last question before we end things for the night, because I feel this one is cosmic. Okay.
Sure.
What are the best things friends and partners can do for the people in our lives that are experiencing addictions?
Oh, is that a real question someone asked?
It is, and it's a great question.
I'm still learning that. I actually had to kick my boyfriend out this morning because he tested dirty again. And I just said, I love you and I want to be with you. And you're not going to take me down. And if you don't want to get sober, that's totally cool and it's your choice. But I can't you can't be using around me. I have 12 years and, you know, I'm having auras and my kitty's throwing up and there's weird. And he said, I haven't used. And I said, well, then maybe the test is lying. I don't care. And I said, I'm not abandoning you, but, and it was the hardest fucking thing. I said, you need consequences and I need to have boundaries. I don't believe in like the kind of tough love where you cut someone off and they're fucking homeless and you thought, you know what I mean? Like maybe that works for some people, but this is a new thing that I've just fucking experienced. And I cried and cried and cried. And we cried together and held to each other. I just, you know, I'd never been in that position. It was incredibly enlightening to be on the other side, to see what we do to other people. It was like mind blowing. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, we destroy other people. You know? We think we're not hurting other people. We think they, and also, like, also he didn't think I could tell. It's like, you don't think dude, I was married to someone who owned rehabs. I've been in 6 fucking rehabs. I wrote a fucking book. I was a journalist. Like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? I don't know why I'm Tony Soprano all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like, please. Like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to the fucking expert, bro. I didn't lie about it. I lied about my sex addiction because I was ashamed about that. I'm like, I'm just having coffee with someone. You know, I didn't lie much about my drug addiction because I thought I was going to die a junkie. I didn't care.
Amy Dresner, you are incredible. Thank you for tonight, for the honesty and humor and wisdom and your willingness to share even all the gnarly parts, which we need to bring back that word, especially the gnarly parts, right? And the beauty in them as well.
I
Again,
didn't even get to talk about all the gnarly parts when I fucking had a seizure and cracked my head open, was in the hospital for 8 fucking days, and like, you know, had a concussion for a fucking year and got a crush on a girl and was, you know, I mean, just like been punched her because she didn't like me.
that's part 2, y'all. So just, keep an eye out for that. But actually, thank you everyone for being here, for coming. I'm saving this chat. It's incredible. And any questions that Amy didn't get to, I'm going to be able to give her those questions, and I'm sure she'll address them in some way, shape, or form if she's able. So, and just all the love in the chat tonight, it's been incredible. Thank you for being here with us. Recovery is built on community, and events like this remind us truly that none of us are alone. And Amy, over these last months of getting to hang out with you and prep for this amazing grief session that you're doing for Workit Health, I feel like we've become friends. And I just want to say thank you so, so much. And
See, now I'm a big crybaby. People think I'm really cool from my book, and now it's cried everything.
you haven't lost your cred, though. Don't worry. I promise you.
No, you're awesome. You're fucking awesome. You're a Scorpio and you're Enneagram 4. Like, what the fuck else we're both like, I mean, it's like, this is.
Yeah, like when I said cosmic, I wasn't kidding. Just gonna throw that link one more time, y'all. Exclusive to Workit Health. Good Grief with Amy Dresner. You only got a little bit of her tonight, so really think about.
Now we're going to talk about grief, the grief of the time lost using, time people fucking dying, parents, friend put a dog down today. I was like, I had to kick my boyfriend. I was like, come on, can I get a break? You know, I was like, and then I kept fucking trying to listen to music, and my fucking cat kept jumping on the computer, fucking turning it off. And I was just like, you know, just keep fucking going. Just don't fucking give up. I don't know. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I did it. And this is the ring. This is my dad's fucking ring. It was my grandfather's ring. I wear it every day. Hope you're proud, Papa. When we hit 500, I was like, yay, Papa, we did it. And he said, I had no fucking doubt, Ames. That's what I heard him say.
That's where the soprano comes from. All right, y'all, on behalf of Workit Health, have a wonderful night. And again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
y'all.